Hello folks, it's the 31st of December 2021. So I thought I would just jump on quickly to thank you and to do some reflecting on 2021 and to invite you to do the same if you wish, and also to look ahead to 2022 and again to invite you to do the same and share if you wish to do so. So I hope you've had an enjoyable, peaceful, contented and joyous festive period. I know it can be a tricky time for some folk, but I hope you got what you needed from the season. It kind of feels like Christmas is over for me now. I went for a walk earlier and saw somebody's house bedecked in Christmas decorations and I thought, Christmas? Really? That was ages ago. But it was only 6 days ago. There we go. So, yeah, I hope you're well. Hope you're content. And yeah, so 3 things. First of all, thank you. Thank you for being part of this community throughout 2021. Thank you in particular to my subscribers for your support throughout the year. Much appreciated. And thanks to anyone who's contributed in some way to making this the lovely community I wished it to be, and I believe it is. So regardless of what you've done, whether it's commenting on somebody's post or sharing something yourself, something of your own experience, your own vulnerability, or supporting somebody else or sharing resources, whatever you've done, however you've got involved, or whether you've just been there and observed and done nothing, that's all fine. But thank you very much for being part of it. The Hive has evolved over the year and over the last couple of years, really. So as you've probably noticed, there's a lot fewer live videos like this and fewer interviews and such like. That's for 2 reasons. Firstly, time and energy from myself with my various other priorities. I've taken a step back from the doing something every day as I was doing originally. And secondly, as the world opened up this year and lives opened up, I sensed that this wasn't what people wanted quite so much. Maybe there was less screen time involved, less support required, or you were getting support in other ways. So that was my sense. Do let me know if I'm wrong, but that it has evolved, and some of it out of necessity. I still hope you find it useful in some way. So yeah, that's the first bit. Thank you for being there. So secondly, 2021. As the year comes to an end, traditionally it's a time for reflecting. Hello Emma, and hello Mick, and yeah, Happy New Year to all of you. Yeah, it's a time for reflecting on what the year has been like, maybe what we've learnt, what we've grown, what we've been through, and what a year we have been through. So I invite you to reflect. How has it been for you? And if you want to share, please do so. I do always enjoy reading when a member of the group has written something about their authentic experience, just opening up your heart and your soul and either just reaching out for support or reflecting on what your experiences have been. I think it's really rich and lovely and connecting. It's very humanizing and normalizing, I think, when people share their own challenges. So no doubt you have had some challenges of a practical nature, a spiritual nature, an emotional or physical or mental nature, or all of the above. No doubt you will have had some challenges in this continuing COVID-stained, is that the right word, stained, 12 months we've had. So what's it been like? What have you learnt? How have you grown? And I wonder whether you feel you have become stronger, wiser, more resilient because of what you have been through. Maybe you feel it's all been negative. And perhaps you can reflect on that in itself and perhaps turn it around in your mind, not to silver line anything, but just to think what you have gained from the challenges that you've been through. Maybe they're on the face of it, they seem all negative, but perhaps you have learnt or grown in some way, or supported somebody else, or found out something you didn't know about yourself. And you're still here. You've got through the year, you've survived all of those challenges, and well done. You're still here. Brilliant. So for me, I've learnt so much this year from various things, really, being here, from my ongoing psychotherapy, from my college work, from my client work, from my spiritual practices, meditating, reading, writing, journaling, blogging, connecting with people, connecting with myself and nature. I've learned a lot, and I'm not going to bang on about all of those things here in this space, but it's more of an invitation for you to reflect on what you've learned, and if you want to share, please do so. I've had some challenges. You know those Facebook memories that you get on this day? Well, I looked at those this morning for myself, and there were about 5 or 6 posts about this is what my year has been, and most of them were saying something like, oh, it's been a really challenging year this year, and thanks to everyone who supported me through loneliness, depression, whatever it was that had been manifesting for me at that time. So yeah, this year it's had its ups and downs, but generally I've felt stronger than before, more ready to reach out, and also better at using a lot of strategies that I bang on about all the time to enhance well-being, whether that is mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. So listening to my body, listening to my intuition, listening to my soul, I suppose, and giving it more often than not what I know I need. At other times I've done lots of unhelpful things and used some numbing behaviours and withdrawing behaviours, but I'm a lot more conscious of them. I'm choosing them in a more mindful manner, and I'm more compassionate to myself when I do take those less helpful strategies. So I hope you can do the same, because none of us are superhuman, none of us are perfect, and at times we will do stuff that we know isn't good for us, whether that is withdrawing from social contact, or using substances, or beating ourselves up. But I hope you don't beat yourself up for those unhelpful things that you perhaps may do from time to time. We all do it. So yeah, I'm grateful for everything I've been through this year. I'm grateful for all the support I've received. I'm grateful for all the learning I've had. Gratitude is one of my spiritual practices, which I highly recommend. And another invitation to you really is to look back and see how you've grown, and give yourself credit for getting through the year, and also the things that perhaps, the changes that have perhaps been incremental and slow for you throughout the year or the decade or whatever, and you perhaps don't notice them, you don't recognise how far you've come. I was on a walk with a friend earlier today, and 2 years ago he had a breakdown. He described it as a breakdown, and he struggled to leave his house for quite some time, and then he was very slowly, going for little walks in the park and stuff. But yeah, look how far he's come in 2 years, where he's now very actively engaged in the community and supporting other people as well as his own well-being. So what about you? Look how far you've come this year, and just take a little snapshot of 12 months ago and give yourself a pat on the back and some credit for the learning and the growth that you've done for yourself, and perhaps how you supported other people, how you've grown emotionally. Perhaps you've done some work stuff, some volunteering, some being a good friend to other people, being a good parent, whatever it is. You've done a lot, so give yourself credit for that. Okay, so that's this year. So what about next year, which starts in 5 hours' time? It'll be the future, 2022. So I invite you again to reflect on that. What are your hopes? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What changes might you want to make in the year ahead? And again, if you'd like to share those, please do so. Record a little video, type some comments under here, or just keep it to yourself if you like. But again, I like to hear what people are thinking, reflecting on, what you're feeling. So do feel free to engage. So for me, this year ahead will, all being well, will be the final year of my psychotherapy training. If I can get all my client hours done in time. This time next year, I will be a qualified psychotherapist after 5 years of study. So very much looking forward to the ongoing journey of my client work and college learning. And who knows what else the next year is going to bring. There's some exciting business opportunities which I may avail myself of if they fit. And I'm going to continue working on myself. So yeah, showing up, showing myself, being authentic, being vulnerable, getting increasingly comfortable in my skin, and loving myself, taking those loving actions every day to nurture my holistic well-being, and really just creating the conditions for love to flow internally and to others and from others. So what that looks like, whether there may be new relationships on the horizon, who knows? But I trust that everything will happen when it is the right time for it to happen. So I'm just going to create those conditions. So yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say. Thank you once again for being there. Best wishes to you and your loved ones for the year ahead. I do hope it brings you everything that you need to be content, and we all have a lot more agency than we perhaps give ourselves credit for sometimes. There's so much that's out of our control, the pandemic being an excellent example of that, but we are also very much in control of how we respond to what happens in the outside world, whether that is some bad luck or losing a job, losing a loved one, crashing our car, being in the middle of a pandemic, having financial difficulties, whatever it is, we are in control of how we respond to that. So we can learn to take a step back, detach from particular outcomes, labeling them as good or bad, and just receiving them and perhaps accepting that there is some growth and some learning for us within every single experience. So do treat yourselves with kindness and compassion tonight and in the year ahead. And my wish is that you will do that for yourself and for those around you. And spread the love, spread what's going on for you. Use this group to reach out for support if you need to, or just to share your experience, share what's going on, support other people. And hopefully we will continue into the new year with hope and optimism and realism, and lots of love and compassion for ourselves and each other. So thanks again for being there. Take care of yourselves and catch up with you next year. Bye for now.